morning, I ran into this fella in Nairobi city, and I'm telling you, his favorite food is mutura. So let me tell you how it went. I was just walking in Nairobi, then reaching the Kenya National Archives, the guy just came straight to me, looking at me, then he greeted me and said that I look familiar. I told him, but of course, I'm the one who gives funds to the IMF. So he greeted me and said it was a pleasure meeting me. Then I told him, you are welcome. So he said he'd like me to walk with him around town so that we can discuss some issues on how to make Africa a better continent. So while walking around Nairobi, we met a bunch of kids who wanted to take a selfie with me. I said, I don't do that. So my friend said, I'll do it then. So he took a selfie with the kids on my behalf. While walking, I told him I know of a good place where we can go, sit and discuss. It's a place where professional idlers normally kill their time. The Givenchy Garden. So we went to the Givenchy Gardens and he really liked the place. So before he entered, he asked me that we pose for a picture, and we did so that he can remember that he once visited the Givenchy Gardens. So we entered the gardens. We sat there for close to 2 hours discussing important things. So among the things we discussed was one,
Manchester United.
He said that it would be good if we came to the rescue of Manchester United. So he suggested that we can turn Manchester United into a more productive group. For instance, making it a choir, yes, an international choir that will entertain people during Olympics and World Cup. And he said that is very important. We are going to work on it. The second thing we said, Africa is so big, we can create our very own continents within Africa. He even suggested that on Lake Victoria we can build there too. And I said, well and good. So after some hours of discussions at the Givenchy Gardens, he said that now he'd like to experience the passenger service within Nairobi. So I took him to town, then we went from bus to bus, and he really admired all those buses. I took him to Loafer, and he really liked Loafer. He said, yeah, they're good. The buses remind him of the Loafer, his shoes that he liked putting on while at home. Then I took him to City Hopper. He said they're of good class. It was the kind of buses he hoped to find in cities. So finally, we went to Super Metro. Then he asked me where they go. I told him to Thika town. Then he said he'd really like to go to Thika so that he knows why they say blood is thicker than water. So we queued at the Super Metro there. We waited for our turn to come. Then we boarded the vehicle and went. While traveling, he told me how he really enjoyed the loud music that was bumping in the Super Metro. So on reaching Thika, we did some laps. We walked in Thika town and went to Makongeni. So I took him to Ananas Mall. He did some shopping. Then we went back to Nairobi. While on our way back to Nairobi, he asked me about a place called Kamaki's. So I took him to Kamaki's Palace, where meat is everything. Some Chinese were there also eating. So we ate. He gave me some stories about his life back at home and how he admired the work that I'm doing for the world. So after eating in that hotel at Kamaki's, we left. Then right outside there, someone was selling mutura. And I'm telling you, he really liked mutura. He ate and ate and ate. He said that's the thing that he will never forget about Kenya. So after eating mutura, he asked me what my favorite game is. I told him golf. So I took him to Muthaiga Golf Club, and he said he doesn't know how to play. So I told him I'll teach him, but some other day. So he left, and I said I'll send him some tutorial on how to play golf. That's my story about the guy. The next story coming next time. Thank you.